A quiet evening in a peaceful park. A young man sat on a wooden bench, staring at the ground. His shoulders were heavy, his mind restless. An elderly man walked over slowly, carrying nothing but a walking stick and years of experience. He smiled gently. "Mind if I sit here?" The young man nodded. For a few moments, neither of them spoke. Finally, the old man looked at him and asked, "Who made you question your own worth today?" The young man looked surprised. "How did you know?" The old man smiled. "Because I've seen that look before. I've seen it in soldiers after losing battles. I've seen it in fathers who sacrificed everything. And I've seen it in young people who slowly forgot how valuable they really are." The old man looked towards the lake. "When I was your age, I worked in a small company. My manager wasn't a bad man, but he had one terrible habit. He would insult people in front of everyone. If someone made a small mistake, he laughed. If someone had an idea, he ignored it. If someone stayed quiet, he took advantage of their silence." The young man interrupted. "So, what did you do?" The old man smiled. "The same thing most people do. I stayed quiet. I told myself, it's okay. He's having a bad day. I need this job. Don't make trouble. But every time I stayed silent, I lost a tiny piece of myself." The old man picked up a small stone. "Do you know how mountains disappear?" The young man shook his head. "They aren't destroyed in one day. Wind, rain, time, little by little. That's exactly how disrespect works. It happens with one insult, one joke, one broken promise, one crossed boundary, until one day you no longer recognize yourself." The old man continued. "I had a friend named Hakechaf. He was the kindest person I ever knew. He helped everyone, stayed late at work, covered other people's mistakes, never complained. Everyone called him a nice guy. But something strange happened. The kinder he became, the less people respected him. His co-workers dumped their work on him. His friends only called when they needed money. Even his relatives expected him to say yes every time. One evening, I asked him, "Keshav, when was the last time someone asked what you wanted?" He couldn't answer, not because he didn't know, but because no one had asked him in years. The young man asked, "So what changed?" The old man's eyes brightened. "One sentence." "Just one?" The next time someone tried to give Keshav extra work, he smiled politely and said, "I'm sorry, but I can't do that today." No anger, no argument, no guilt, just confidence. Some people became upset, others were shocked. But something incredible happened. The people who truly respected him stayed. The people who only wanted to use him left. And that was the best thing that ever happened to him. The old man looked directly into the young man's eyes. "Listen carefully. People don't always treat you the way you deserve. They treat you the way you teach them to. If every time someone crosses your boundaries, you stay silent, you've unknowingly given them permission. Not because you're weak, but because they believe you'll never stop them." The sun was beginning to set. The old man slowly stood up. Before leaving, he placed his hand on the young man's shoulder. "There are 3 things in life you should never chase: love, respect, and peace. The right people will offer them freely, and the wrong people will teach you why boundaries matter. The young man looked up. What if someone still doesn't respect me? The old man smiled. Then quietly walk away. Never beg someone to see your worth. If they cannot recognize a diamond, it doesn't become a stone. He smiled one last time. Remember, you teach people how to treat you, so teach them well. The old man walked away, Sossu. The young man remained on the bench. But this time, his head was held high, because for the first time in a long while, he realized that protecting his self-respect wasn't selfish. It was necessary.